What if I told you that you have the power to heal your own body? And I don't mean that as a vague spiritual idea or an abstract theory. I mean something that could radically transform the way you see yourself, your body, and your entire reality. Maybe that sounds unbelievable. After all, we've been conditioned to look for solutions outside ourselves. If something hurts, we take a pill. If we're sick, we rely on someone else to fix us. But what if healing doesn't come from the outside? What if it has always been within you? Today, I want to invite you to explore that possibility, not as a concept of debate, but as a truth you can feel, live, and transform. Everything begins in consciousness. Everything, absolutely everything, begins in your consciousness. Before any physical symptom appears, before any diagnosis is made, there's an invisible field of thoughts, emotions, and beliefs quietly shaping everything you experience. Your body isn't something separate from you. It's a denser extension of your consciousness. Think of your mind as a programmer and your body as a system that carries out the commands. If there's a glitch in the program, the system will inevitably malfunction. Not because the body is broken, but because it's faithfully responding to the inner code. Repressed emotions become blocked energy. Now, think about how many times you've swallowed your emotions. How often have you felt anger, sadness, frustration, and told yourself everything was fine? Those emotions don't disappear. They accumulate, turning into blocked energy within the body. Let's take a simple example. Someone who lives in a constant state of fear may start developing stomach issues, muscle tension, or even autoimmune conditions. That's not random. The body is expressing what the mind never had the chance to release. Every physical pain carries an emotional history, and every true healing begins by listening inward. You create your own reality. This brings us to one of the most powerful and liberating truths you'll ever discover. You create your reality. This doesn't mean you're to blame for everything that happens, but it does mean you hold the power to transform it the moment you accept responsibility for your inner state. Responsibility isn't about guilt. It's about empowerment. By changing the way you think, the way you feel, the way you see your life, you begin to shift your experience. And yes, even your body. The body whispers. Intuition speaks. Have you ever had that deep inner sense that something just wasn't right? That subtle unease? A tight chest? A knot in your stomach? That's your intuition, one of the most powerful guides you have. It speaks in a very simple language. It either feels good or it doesn't. And every time you ignore that inner voice, you create inner resistance. And that resistance, over time, becomes tension. That tension becomes pain. That pain becomes illness. Listening to your intuition is the art of prevention. It's the way we stay aligned with who we are before our body has to shout to be heard. Symptoms are messages, not enemies. And when the body does speak, it's not punishing you. It's trying to help you. Symptoms aren't enemies. They're messengers. Each part of your body is tied to a part of your life. Pain in the feet may represent fear of moving forward. Throat issues may reflect unspoken truths. Shoulder tension? You might be carrying emotional loads that aren't yours. Your body speaks in the language of the soul. And when you learn how to interpret that language, healing becomes inevitable. A true story of healing. Let me share something personal with you. I once suffered from a severe neurological condition. Half of my body became paralyzed. I couldn't walk. I was in constant pain, trapped in my own mind. But here's what I began to realize. My illness wasn't just physical. It was a reflection of everything I had been suppressing for years. I was living to please others. I had silenced my creativity. I had buried my truth, and my body became a mirror of my inner silence. But when I took responsibility for that, everything began to shift. I started feeding my mind with lighter, kinder thoughts. I gave myself permission to follow my joy. I started doing what truly felt good, even if it didn't please everyone. And slowly, I started walking again. I reclaimed my voice. I returned to who I really was. The healing didn't come from the outside. It began when I stopped betraying myself. Tools to help you unlock your inner healing power. And you can begin this journey too. Here are some powerful tools to support you. Meditation, to quiet the mind and hear the soul. Energy healing like Reiki, to unblock and balance your energy centers. Sound therapy, to align your frequency with harmony. Nature immersion, to reconnect with your original rhythm. Yoga, to bring mind, breath, and body into unity. And above all, listening to your heart. The greatest healing comes when you return to your essence. No guilt, just awareness. None of this is about guilt. You're not broken. You didn't fail. You're simply being called to come home to yourself. Illness is just the invitation. Healing is the answer. Your body wants you to be happy. You came into this world to be happy. Health isn't the exception. It's your natural state. Healing isn't a miracle. It's a return to balance. If your body is speaking to you now, listen. Maybe all it wants is for you to come back to yourself, back to your truth, back to your path, back to your joy. And when that happens, you'll realize you were never sick. You were only disconnected from your true self. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it today. And remember, healing begins in your consciousness. You are not broken. You are powerful. You are whole. Subscribe to the Spirit Light for more guidance, truth, and light on your path back to yourself. We'll meet again soon. Until then, stay in your light.